Prem, go ahead.
Thank you, Vedant.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the department commemorated the 75th anniversary of the Geneva Conventions. It said, quote, the anniversary is a fitting occasion to reaffirm our commitment to respecting international humanitarian law. The prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, where violations of the Geneva Conventions are often addressed, seeks arrest warrants against Benjamin Netanyahu, as well as Hamas leadership. Netanyahu was just welcomed by Washington. Just in recent days, the department said it wouldn't sanction a unit accused of war crimes, including binding, gagging, and killing a 78-year-old Palestinian American. Israeli forces, as has been discussed, killed over 90 people as they prayed at a school and mosque. Israeli forces shot an American citizen as he protested illegal settlements in the West Bank. Nevertheless, the U.S. released $3.5 billion to Israel to buy more U.S. weapons. So how does the Biden-Harris administration expect Americans and the rest of the world to take such commitments towards the Geneva Convention seriously, given just the past few days?
So we have been consistently clear that Israel has every moral and strategic imperative to minimize the impacts of on civilians. And when we have seen actions or incidents that we deem to be inconsistent with that, not only do we raise our concerns with the partner country as appropriate, but we factor it into into the however which way we may implement certain policy responses as a deterrence for these kinds of incidents to reoccur in the future. I talked about some of these tools at our disposal recently, the Leahy Vetting Forum, the guidance that's laid out in the conventional arms transfer policy, the CHURG process, as well as other things like visa restrictions and designations that we have. We urge Israel to thoroughly and transparently investigate reports of gross violations of human rights and take all appropriate action, and we'll continue to do that.
So I know that the department and the U.S. issued certain statements mourning the loss of life from some of these killings, and you talk about deterrence. Just hours ago, 2 twins who were newborn were killed in Gaza with their mother and grandmother as their father went to collect their birth certificates. They were 4 days old, born into war, experienced only war, killed by war. How is the U.S. responding to this instance, given, again, this comes a day after the U.S. celebrated?
So I'm not going to speak to specific instances and incidents that happen. I will let the IDF speak to any operations they can take. I will say, just hearing this from your reporting, this is obviously incredibly heartbreaking. Again, Israel has every moral and strategic imperative to minimize civilian loss, but I don't have any of the other contours surrounding this operation, and I will let the IDF speak to that.
Finally, just one, on a case that you do have contours for. It's now 197 days since Hindu was killed, her family members were killed, the medics at Zeteo were killed. What's the update on that?
I don't have any updates for you. Go ahead.